The bus terminal in Danlí, the largest town in the El Paraíso province. A good spot to do business with those waiting for buses and passers-by looking for a quick snack. On offer are specialities from the region, such as crunchy tajaditas, banana chips found almost all over Latin America, or traditional donut-shaped rosquillas. These rosquillas, known as Angelica, are produced in the Gloria Flores bakery, which provides jobs for 21 workers in a poor area where there is hardly any work available. And the wages of 100 lempiras a day, about $5.50 US, are good for this region. Gloria Flores would never have accomplished this alone. Her bakery is one of the 50 small enterprises in Honduras that Swisscontact has targeted for support. However, a vital component of the success is Gloria Flores' enthusiasm for her product.
I enjoy eating my rosquillas every day, and the same is true for my workers. It is a traditional product. We could hardly survive without this traditional product.
Swisscontact provided her with a business plan, technical support, and training courses. The recipe for her rosquillas, however, came from her grandmother. Gloria worked on improving it until she achieved the quality that she sells today. Her rosquillas are crispy and do not contain artificial coloring. She's in the process of expanding her bakery. The construction work has prompted her to get on-site assistance from the Swisscontact consultant. Having managed to double her turnover to $13,000 US a month in 2 years, she now aims to increase production by a further 100%, while using 50% less wood than she currently burns, thanks to 3 new insulated ovens. The production of these banana chips, not far from the Rosquilla bakery, was also supported by Swisscontact. Up to 5,000 bags of fresh chips are produced here every day by 20 employees. The production facility has modern equipment, the operating procedures have been optimized, and the product standardized. Del Racimo belongs to 5 women who began producing the chips in a hut 7 years ago just to make ends meet. Today, these housewives have turned into entrepreneurs. This wasn't easy for all of them.
My husband had no confidence in the future of this business and was against it. Actually, the real problem was my father-in-law, who did everything he could to oppose it. He's one of those men who puts his slippers on and expects dinner to be served when he's hungry. He didn't want me to work outside the house. He hated the fact that I was away from home all the time. But I stood up to him and got my freedom.
The business grew so fast that the banana harvest from local plantations could not supply the demand. This prompted local smallholders to join forces to buy more land to grow bananas. Up until that time, however, bananas had to be delivered from the mountains to satisfy the daily consumption of 350 kilos. Employment is on a piecework basis, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. On average, the workers manage to earn about $150 a month. That's not much, but considerably more than they would get as day laborers working in the fields. What's more, they all have social insurance. A secure income is considered to be a privilege in this part of the world. Even the 5 entrepreneurs are involved hands-on every day and wherever necessary. These women took the first steps in the right direction under difficult circumstances. They're fighters, and their product has potential. The same applies to Gloria Flores Rosquillas. Her suppliers reap the benefits too, of course. People like her cheesemaker. The Rosquilla dough is made of maize and cream cheese, and since her cheesemaker is also one of the small enterprises supported by Swisscontact, she knows that she can expect good quality from him. The quality of the maize is also important for the dough. It's cooked in canisters and then washed before being ground with the cheese. In order to be able to purchase maize and cheese in large quantities at a better price, the Rosquilla bakers from the region joined forces and voted Gloria Flores in as their president. On the initiative of Swisscontact, the cheese, maize, and jam producers joined them to form a consortium of all those involved in the value-added chain of rosquilla production. Swisscontact's objective in supporting all these enterprises was to guarantee quality and consequently to ensure that the businesses were competitive. The women give the banana skins from the chips production to the farmers. They're a welcome source of food for their animals during the dry period. Honduras is one of the poorest countries in the world. 50% of the inhabitants live in poverty, 30% even in dire poverty. This is also how Gloria Flores grew up in this region.
We moved to this area when I was 11 years old, and that's when I got my first pair of shoes, sort of tennis shoes. I was very proud of those shoes. I was just happy. The house where I grew up was very similar to that one back there. I always swore to myself that I would escape from poverty. God had made me intelligent enough, and actually, I wanted to study, but we were too poor. I would have loved to have been able to study. That was my dream.
Her fondest wish has been fulfilled for her children. Thanks to her small enterprise, they can all get a good education. This is the only thing she works for. She paid for her husband's daughter, Gloria Flores has been married twice, to study economics. She has just successfully completed her studies and will in future manage the accounts for the bakery. It's not yet clear if one of her children will take over the running of the bakery. Her husband, however, already works in the business. He works for his wife, even if he doesn't like to hear it put that way. Margarita Souza's husband is a day laborer. She has to finance practically the entire household, which includes her own mother. Her 3 oldest children all study too far away to live at home. Only the youngest sits at the table at lunchtime every day, together with her father-in-law. Now that she's successful, he and her husband are both proud of her.
I invest all my money in the education of my children. With my first earnings, I bought a cow. But now that all my children are studying in different places, I need all the money that comes in for their education.
Almost all. Recently, she bought her husband a motorbike. Sometimes he uses it to drive her to training courses. As a small entrepreneur, she still has big plans because Gloria Flores has proven that tasty products from Honduras can also be marketed abroad. Every 2 months, she ships a few crates of her rosquillas in a container to the USA. Gloria Flores and the chips producers now run their businesses successfully alone. But Swisscontact supports and advises other small enterprises with initiative to create employment and earnings in poor countries like Honduras, according to the principle of helping people to help themselves.